Sega.
Alright, so this is my Let's Play of Disney's Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. I've played through this twice already. Once I recorded, but the recording got all messed up, so I had to kind of just scrap it all. My second time through, I streamed the whole playthrough on twitch.com/gnar_blast. Gonna go ahead and go to new game. Yeah, I might as well just start over. So, I'm gonna leave the cutscenes and stuff in here.
Lost and alone, what was Mickey to do? Luckily, fate intervened in the guise of a mysterious old mouse. Caution, lad, for Miserabel's plans are truly wicked. Using a magic spell, she intends to steal Minnie's youth and beauty. Your sweetheart will be left as hideous as the witch is now, and her heart will contain only hatred and anger.
Oh no! How can I save her? What do I do?
You must find the 7 rainbow gems that will create the fabled Rainbow Bridge.
The Rainbow Bridge.
Will take you to where Minnie is being held. But beware the gem keepers. They are miserable.
So I am not going to be doing any kind of like 100% playthrough or anything like that. I do have achievement guide videos on how to find all the pieces of the statues, how to find all the chili peppers, and how to find all of the magic playing cards in the game. Those videos are already up. They should be in the section labeled achievements on front of the channel. So I'm going to be missing some stuff, kind of on purpose, because I kind of just want to run through the game. I've been playing it a lot lately, so there it is. So if you want to find all the collectible stuff, I have other videos on my channel. Just search for what the achievements are called. I think the statue one's called Master of Illusion. The playing card one is World of Illusion, and the Donald Chili Peppers is called Quack Shot. So can I go in the water? No.
Into the castle entryway strode the mouse with the heart of a great lion, though his knees felt more like those of a frightened kitten.
So the first thing I noticed was this looks a lot like the Mario 64 castle. You start in the middle. I kind of wish you can zoom in and maybe look up. It might have been a pretty cool Easter egg if you could zoom in on Mickey then look up into the sun. It has a Banjo-Kazooie element where you use the diamonds that you find you collect those in order to unlock different doors in the game, kind of like the musical notes in Banjo and Kazooie. I like the kind of 2.5D perspective where everything's 3D but in a 2-dimensional plane. I like that. One thing you will notice in this game is there's a lot of extra lives, so just be ready for that.
The signpost was created by Miserabel, so of course, it had a mischievous streak.
Sure wish that signpost would make up its mind.
Suddenly, Mickey was in another part of the room, Were these gigantic trees, or had Mickey been shrunk?
I don't know. Oops. It doesn't really matter. One of the playing cards is at the end of that little area. I mean, it doesn't really matter for what I'm doing here. Boop. This apple chase reminds me a lot of Crash Bandicoot. It's kind of, the third person, but from the front, and things chasing you, kind of like Crash Bandicoot in the first game. I think that was back on the PlayStation 1, I think. That was a good game.
Phew, that was close.
So I don't know if you could hear that, but there was someone mowing their lawn outside.
The very air around him tingled with
It's loud.
danger.
Oh, come on. So you just go around, jump on the ghosts. You can't jump on the red ones. They will move out of the way. I mean, this whole game is fairly easy. I mean, the final boss is kind of rough. I don't want to go up there. The final boss is kind of rough, but other than that, I mean, the game is pretty easy. I read an article on how this game was too hard. I read one back when the DuckTales game came out, the new, like the HD remastered or whatever. When that came out, they said the game was too hard. There's a point where, I mean, it's just comical how much people cry about games. Like, these games aren't difficult. I don't know what games they're playing, but these games are not difficult. And frankly, I mean, it's kind of sad that people are complaining that a game like this is too difficult. I mean, you're allowed to save in this game. That's unheard of from my standard. I play. If you guys have seen my channel, I play a lot of Nintendo games. There's generally no saving in Nintendo games. Zelda has a save feature. There's passwords and stuff, but for the most part, they're really. I mean, Adventure Island. You died. You had to go all the way back to the beginning. Yes. Ninja Turtles, you had one. You had your 4 turtles, but that was it. There were no continues. You just got as far as you could, and then you Once you died, you had to try from the beginning again. And now I mean, there's I don't know, this is my rant on modern video game players. They just complain too much. I mean, even in fighting games, there's Street Fighter 4, right? Everyone complain. People are starting to complain that there's all these different iterations of Street Fighter 4. Because there's Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, then Arcade Edition, and then Arcade Edition 2012, I believe, and now they're coming out with Ultra. But the only reason why they're coming out with so many different updates and changes is because everyone complains about the updates. Oh. Wait, okay, there we go. Everyone complains, so they... I mean, now there's a point where they can patch games now. They don't have to make new games anymore, but... If everyone just complains. Nobody wants to put work into their gaming experience. Nobody wants to try. If the game is...
Mickey emerged into a
If the game is hard, they equate that to the game not being very good, and that's just couldn't be further from the truth. That mentality, and the thing that bothers me is that's what's shaping the gaming industry right now. That mentality of if I can't do it, that means it's way too hard or the game is not very good. That mentality is shaping the way games are being made, and I don't appreciate it. Forgot what's up here. Oh, star. Another extra life. I really like this little mini level.
weren't playing fairly.
I'm actually gonna go for the extra life. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, I fell. I'm not gonna go for it, whatever.
Mickey had gotten so close. He was certain he'd do better next time.
This way. Another extra life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect by any means. I mean, I die a lot too, but there's got to be a point where dying has to actually have a consequence. Like, there's no consequence if you die in games nowadays. Look at another extra life. 9. There's absolutely no consequences for dying in games nowadays. There's the key, and then it becomes a slide. I kind of wish he would run faster when he was going downhill. He's still kind of slow. Yeah, sorry about that little rant, but that's my rant on video games, is nobody wants to try anymore. And all the kids are lazy. I mean, some games are pretty hard. I mean, granted, I haven't played games. I've heard Dark Souls, I think, was one that people are telling me is really hard. But again, if I remember correctly, there's no punishment for dying. You just go back to your last checkpoint. And I don't know, maybe that's just like me, kind of growing up in the NES era where games were really, really harsh as far as giving you lives and everything. So my experiences are more based on... Oh, this is how there's an achievement for jumping on 7 enemies in a row or something. You can get it right here, beginning of the second toy box. Yeah, you just hit all those in sequence, you'll get the achievement. I just think if kids actually tried, and people and the developers didn't cater to how awful they were, then we'd be okay. But we're not. Everyone caters to the little kid who complains because he's not any good at something. You know what? Maybe you're just not good. Maybe it's not the game's fault that you keep on dying. Maybe you're just not a good player.
Our hero wasn't sure if he was upside down, downside up, or a bit of both.
So, as I said before, this game is pretty darn good. Yeah, see, now I'm stuck. No matter what I do. Oh wait, I might be able to do this still. Oop. There we go. Okay, yeah, there's your puzzle piece. I'm gonna get it just because it's here. Then you drop down. Another life up here on the right.
Though not without getting a bit
And since you can see it, I might as well get the magic playing card. I'm not going to go through the effort of figuring out this puzzle again to get all the gems and stuff. I'm just going to be running through this. Oop. Running, dude. Go around the hat. Now, the solution to this puzzle is in the mirror. Tells you all the places you can stand. Oops, forgot to jump. But you can see in the mirror, you can see where the oop, oop. There's a toy car, and you go. Boss now. Now, all the bosses in the game are, actually first, if you didn't know, this is pretty much like an HD remixed version of Castle of Illusion on the Sega Genesis. So all the levels and all the bosses and stuff are all reminiscent of the old game. This being the boss of the toy level. I mean, the Genesis version was all completely two-dimensional. So, the stuff that they changed, the stuff they added, like all the boss fights are all really well made, really well done. And then they obviously look a lot better than the Genesis version. Now, one thing that I thought was interesting that they took out was in the Genesis version of the game, if you want to like butt stomp somebody, you jump at them and then right before you land, you have to hold the A button, and you don't have to do that in this game. It seems like they made the control easier to use. I mean, that's a positive and negative, I guess. I mean, I don't know how difficult it is for somebody to hit the A button before they land on somebody, but apparently it's too hard for people now. DuckTales did the same thing. I don't know if you guys knew. If you guys have played the DuckTales remastered, in the first DuckTales game on the Nintendo, you had to hit down and the B button to do the pogo stick in the air to hop around. Oops, forgot about that one. And in DuckTales 2, they took that mechanic out. All you had to do was just hit the B button in order to have the pogo stick come out. Now that's the control scheme that they used in the DuckTales remastered. They used DuckTales 2's version of the pogo stick where you just hit the button. You don't have to hit down. Again, that's like the easier way, easy mode.
The quest to save Minnie was far from over. The second rainbow gem was actually gathered, but Mickey had no.
Yeah, I think I'm going to shut it down here, and then I'm going to start it up again here in a second.
And Minnie were yet to be found.
So that was the first two levels, was Enchanted Forest and the Toyland. So thanks for watching. The next two are going to be up here pretty soon.